Hey, good morning everybody, it's Mike. Thanks for jumping in with me today. Hey, got a kind of a shorter call for you this morning, but maybe an important one. Let's start it off with this. Why are other agents so difficult at times? Have you ever found this? They won't answer their phone. How do they ever sell real estate? They don't ever answer their phone. They don't return messages. So I call you, you don't answer, you never answer. I leave you a message, you never return the call. How do you get business done? They refuse to respond to emails. Like, how many emails do I have to send to this dude to get a simple answer back? They don't pay attention to deadlines. Like, their contingency periods come and go. They don't know it. Like, why'd this home buyer, why'd this home seller work with this goofball? Right? When they finally do respond, it's with a whole bunch of attitude. Like, I'm the one with the problem. Dude, you don't ever pay attention. You don't respond to anything. It's been a week. And you're the one with the attitude now? Like, I've got a problem? Have you run into these agents? Why is that going on? What's going on with them? Is it because they're dumb, stupid, and lazy? I mean, we like to put adjectives on things, right? Is it because they're dumb, stupid, and lazy? Is it because they don't care? Is it because they don't know what they're doing? They're incompetent. Is it because they have an agenda? Maybe that listing agent has their own buyer for the property and they're trying to squeeze me out. Is that what's going on? Or if I'm under contract and they won't respond to anything, do they have another buyer that wants the property and is willing to pay more and they want me to terminate? What's going on there? What's their agenda? Nope, it's not any of those things, folks. I'll guarantee you almost every time, granted there could be an exception, but almost every time it's because of money. And then back in the 70s during Watergate, a popular phrase emerged out of all that, and the phrase was, follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money trail. It'll lead you to the answer. Here's the real reason why they're inattentive and unresponsive. And I know it's frustrating the daylights out of you. And we really struggle to understand this because in real estate, you can make a lot of money per transaction. So if this is a $300,000 home, why it's a $9,000 commission check to you. Why aren't you paying attention? Well, it's because of money. It's because it's not a $9,000 commission check to them. They listed the home at a discounted commission. They're not getting very much. And they did it at the time because they didn't have the skill to handle that objection, or they sold their soul to the devil and they thought that they would do this listing for free or so close to free that it looks like free to them now, and hoping that they were going to get other opportunities from it. Maybe they would get some buyer calls off the side. Maybe they would be able to prospect through the neighborhood and pick up another listing. So they're kind of using this one as a loss leader to generate other activities. So number one, they listed the house at a discount. Or if they're working with the buyer, they did one of these programs where they're giving the buyer half of their commission back at closing. So they're not making very much money off this deal. Or they're paying a huge referral fee to somebody like Zillow or some relo company, or they're on some team where their team leader's taking all the money from them. They're not getting very much. Doesn't make sense to you because you're assuming that they're getting a full commission like you are. They're not. They sold their soul to the devil. They're working at a great discount, and so they don't want to be bothered. They're off working on other business where they can make money. And this is just a pain in the butt to them. And you're an annoying pest. Why? Because they're not making any money. You are, but they're not. So they don't want to deal with it. It's the lowest thing on their priority poll today. Make more sense now? So they've already given away the money and they resent the transaction. That's why. They actually resent you trying to help get the home sold. Crazy, I know. but not really. If they gave away all the money up front, they really don't. Everything after that's just a pain in the butt. You see this all over the place. All these discount to consumer brokerages. Their reviews online are simply horrible, and they're horrible because once they put the house up for sale, they don't want to do anything anymore. Why? I'm only making $500. So I'm not going to do all this stuff. There's going to be no service. I'm not even going to pay attention to business at a reasonable level. Same thing with, so that's a brokerage to consumer model, right? Same thing with brokerage to agents. Oh, cheap? Oh, folks, we love cheap. Consumers love cheap. They love it when we'll offer to list their house for $500. They think that's awesome. And then they get all kinds of pissed off when we don't offer them full service for the $500. Oh, but we do the same thing. We love these brokerages that promise us riches, that unlimited leads and 100% commissions and no fees and all this stuff. We kind of know that's not really true and not really possible, but gosh, it sounds so good and alluring. And then we get in there and we get all kinds of pissed off because they're not doing anything for us. What'd you think when you bought into cheap? Folks, I'm going to leave you with this message this morning. Watch out for cheap. Watch out for cheap. It comes with a huge price tag. Okay? So when you're dealing with another agent, you know what? Before you even show the house, you'll greatly suspect, this is one of those companies that's listing their house. This is one of those agents that's listing the house for almost nothing to get a sign in the yard so other opportunities can be generated. And all they're going to want to deal with are the other opportunities. They're not going to want to deal with getting this house sold. So don't show the houses unless you have to. And if you have to, realize this. You know the old saying, if you know it's a snake when you pick it up, you can't get mad when it bites you. If you know you're dealing with cheap before you even get started, you can't get mad when cheap rears its ugly head. And when you sign on, when you do it yourself, and you sign on to cheap, don't get mad when cheap rears its ugly head. Cheap's easy to sell, folks. It's easy to sell to consumers, and it's easy to sell to real estate agents. And I'm going to leave you with this. Cheap is the most expensive price anybody's ever going to pay. Now, this is Mike, and I want you to go out there and make it happen for yourself today.